Hero Barbarian Barrel. In a nutshell, Barbarian Barrel will be the next hero coming to Clash Royale. You can find him in the Diamond Pass, which if you will be buying, I appreciate your support if you use code Abdod. He has a 1 elixir ability. That is a single time use. Now, what this ability does is allow you to roll a second time for 1 elixir. The second roll has slightly less range than the regular Barbarian Barrel, exactly 0.5 tiles less. It's very hard to notice. This means that you can technically reach very far into the opponent's side of the arena, and what's cool is that the crown tower damage on the second roll is around half a fireball worth of damage. And if that isn't enough, the Barbarian heals when he rolls, so he will pressure the tower even more. It heals 50% of lost HP, so if I zap it twice and it rolls, then the HP it has would be the same as if it got zapped once. With the way this heal mechanic works, it means that double rolling the bar barrel immediately gets you less damage on the tower. Instead, what's best to do is wait to take a few shots from their tower and then roll to get more heal value. You could technically time the roll to be right as the barb hits the tower, but there isn't much of a difference with this. The second roll acts exactly like a spell, so a monk can reflect it normally. What's unfortunate is that if your monk reflects the first barrel, you don't get an ability button to do the second roll. An interesting thing about this is that going for the ability doesn't remove the effects on the barb. When a knight taunts the barbarian, even after the ability, he will go back to the knight. Evo Dart Goblin's poison stays on him, so you can't just get rid of it. For Rune Giant, not only does the effect stay, but the number of hits doesn't even reset, so you can sneak a boosted hit on their tower. What's sad though is that the damage buff doesn't apply to the roll itself, so that's unfortunate. Since spells are immune to damage, timing the second roll correctly can waste certain attacks. Things like Golden Knight's dash can be cancelled because of the way it's designed. Same goes for Mega Knight's jump, as he would jump on nothing. But the Prince Charge and other similar attacks that only stop when they connect can't be cancelled. Spells like Freeze can be dodged if you get a lucky timing. Evo Eye Spirit can be cancelled, though it's less on luck and more on your timing skills. Hero Ice Golem breaks this rule because for some reason his freeze applies on the barrel and carries onto the barb itself. Being untargetable as a spell means that you can dodge things like Hero Wizard's effects, cancel out Evo Musketeer's sniper shots, or cancel out Evo E drag chains, but I fail to see where these two things would be useful in a real game. And it makes towers retarget away from him, which gives you some nice offensive options. Speaking of offense, it's no longer counterable by spells because you can just roll forward and heal that damage. Even Snowball, I believe, can't deal with it anymore, which is tragic. Evo Snowball can do well because of how far it brings it back, but that's such a waste. Basically, the offensive Barbarian Barrel is no longer a simple thing to counter. If they use skeletons, just wait for them to get close and crush them while heading for the tower. If they use spirits, same thing. Once it jumps, it just rolls towards the tower and force a second response. But it can be countered by regular troops. Basically, mini tanks are capable of stopping even if they roll. Obviously, you don't want to kite the barb upwards because then your troop will just ignore it after it rolls. Instead, by placing your cards right in front of the tower, they will go back to the barbarian and deal with him. Though the card's movement speed affects the timing and position, so try to get used to as many cards as possible. Defensively, double rolling is extremely helpful in certain situations, like against some bait decks for example. It does go way deeper than that because double rolling can reset certain attacks and stall troops for longer. A bar barrel on its own can now defend the Mighty Miner if they don't have the ability available because of the double roll. It can also fully counter an Evo Skeleton Barrel, but the timing is super hard, like you can't even imagine. And for the smart asses that will say, oh, well, just wait for it to pop and then play your bar barrel, well, that doesn't work because the first wave of skeletons will get on tower. The point of me rolling early is to have the barb distract them and have the second roll take the skeletons out. On top of that, you can instead double roll by pressing the ability before the barb gets out of the barrel. What use does this have? Well, using regular bar barrel is a bit risky because they can distract it. Double rolling on something like a firecracker will ensure it dies. This is, I'm not even joking, extremely game changing for this card. The only thing you need to do is make sure the barb lands on the troop you want to double roll, which is easy. It even helps you take out things you originally couldn't, as the regular barb barrel dies to rascals. Double rolling would automatically kill the rascal girls and keep your barb at full HP. Although keep in mind, if they play their troops early enough, they might kill the barb before it rolls again. This is important to know because double rolling becomes impossible if they have, say, a Sparky on their push, or against stuff like Evo Skeleton Army. Just be careful when using that mechanic. Oh, and also, it doesn't do that much damage, so it's not always helpful. Like for example, against a wizard, double rolling instantly does nothing. And obviously, playing the barb barrel alone is pointless because the barb loses to the wizard. But I found out that with the perfect timing, you can get 2 hits on the wizard, and then the second roll would take him out if you time it late enough. This isn't only exclusive to the wizard, it works on other support troops. It's just wizard is the hardest because he has the most HP out of them. Now, this card is really gonna screw Expo so hard because it can roll on it twice. On top of that, if they try to distract the barb, it can just kill the skeletons and attack the Expo from another side. It might also be good against drill because the first barrel can kill a goblin and the second one will be on the bomber or whatever support they have. It'll surely be good in decks that used it before, like imagine Royal Giant decks with Hero Barbarian Barrel. E-Giant decks are also gonna be good because Barbarrel can now reach deep buildings, so that's a win for them. But what's interesting is that I think we might see bridge spam decks pick this up because of the pressure it does when played alone, and how having a barb with a ready ability on their side can limit their defensive options significantly. Before I show King Tower activations, I want to go over some things that were revealed yesterday. Here's how global tournaments look. As you can see, still 5 losses and the rewards are very similar to before. And the leaderboards, of course, is full of 6-7. What a very mature community. There will be a Trophy Road extension from 12,000 to I think 13,000. Don't quote me on this, I got too lazy to check while typing the script. Ooh, and look, an evolution box along with a note saying that this is the end of the Trophy Road. Or is it? We also got Quick Play, which shows a QR code that gets people in a 1v1 with you. It supports every game mode the friendly battle has. And honestly, it's nice for viewer 1v1 streams. And finally, we have the album event with a free Magic Archer hero. I'll explain that one in depth in the Magic Archers video. I think it makes more sense there. For King Tower activation, it's not impossible, but they need to roll their Barbarrel across the river. Fisherman, as you guessed, is impossible, even if the timing is perfect because of the low roll range. Here are the sound effects. Low-key, I was thinking, I wish this ability was different based on the barb's location. What I mean is, I wish it worked the same way it did on the opponent's side, but on our side it would roll backwards to make it defensively better against, say, hyper bait decks, my dudes.